Mike McDaniel is in a weird place. Not quite in the fire, but certainly feeling the heat. That 2024 finish, 8-9 with a roster that was supposed to hit like thunder, wasn't just disappointing. It was a gut punch. A sobering, awkward moment for a franchise that had spent the last few years swaggering like it was right on the cusp of something special. But that something didn't show up. Instead, it all crumbled. Now the vibe. Unsteady. Conflicted. Tense. Colin Cowherd didn't hold back. He pointed at Miami and basically said, "Too much flash, not enough fight." Called them 49ers East, without the punch. Sizzle over substance. The words hit hard because they didn't feel far off. Look at the offseason. The team let go of Terron Armstead. Traded Jalen Ramsey. And the Tyreek Hill talk? Still buzzing in the background, like a mosquito that just won't quit. It's not just a roster shuffle. It's a full-blown identity crisis. The kind of thing that turns locker rooms cold and front offices twitchy. And then, boom. Darren Waller. A trade that no one saw coming, mostly because he wasn't even playing football. Dude retired. Left the game. Tried something else. Now he's back just like that. For a sixth-rounder. At 33. Coming off back-to-back years, where he barely looked like his old self. What was that move? Insurance. Panic. Genius. The reactions weren't subtle. A lot of fans just stared blankly. Like, seriously? This is the big plan. The truth might be buried deeper. Because what looks like chaos could actually be calculated risk. But it's a gamble that leaves very little room for error. Albert Breer caught onto something that's easy to miss if you're just box score surfing. He pointed out how everything about the team's strategy has shifted. When Tua was on a rookie deal, the Dolphins could afford to be reckless, add stars, pay heavy, take shots. Now, Tua's getting paid, so the money's tight. And suddenly, all those aggressive swings don't feel so thrilling. They feel like debts coming due. Tua isn't the rookie project anymore. He's the guy. And not just on paper. This whole next chapter rides on whether he turns into what they kept telling us he could be. McDaniel, too. Because their fates are tied up together now. If Tua stumbles, the whole narrative flips. It stops being about McDaniel developing talent and becomes about McDaniel betting wrong. There's something uncomfortable about that. You can feel it when you hear Louis Riddick talk. He didn't dance around it. He said what others hinted at. The culture in Miami isn't deep enough. There's no roots. No real sense of this is who we are. Why? Because most of the team was built from outside pieces. Guys who didn't grow up in the system, who weren't molded here. They came for money, for opportunities. And maybe that's why it all feels fragile. So this offseason, it's not just about talent. It's about attitude. It's about trying to plant something real. You don't move off big names like Ramsey and Armstead unless you believe something deeper has to change. They didn't just get younger. They tried to get more controllable, more committed, more coachable. Patrick Paul, Chop Robinson. These aren't headline names yet, but they could be. They're raw. They're unformed. And that's what makes them dangerous or disastrous. McDaniel and Chris Grier are carrying a new kind of pressure now. It's no longer just about results. It's about proof. Can they build something that lasts? Can they stop chasing headlines and start creating harmony? Because the NFL moves fast, and sentiment fades even faster. If this new plan doesn't pop, if the rookies don't rise, if the quarterback doesn't command, the whole thing might get gutted. No timeouts. No extensions. No mercy. What's wild is that this doesn't even feel like a rebuild. It's a reconstruction. Like tearing down a high-rise, because the foundation was never solid to begin with. Everyone saw the shine, but no one checked the cracks. Now the cracks are exposed, and the Dolphins are trying to rebuild with their backs to the wall. And the Waller move, it just lingers. Not because Waller is the answer, but because it shows the desperation. It's a swing. Not a clean, confident jab. More like a flailing haymaker. If he hits, great. If not, it becomes another confusing move on a list that's getting long. What's the story here? They want youth, but they bring in an aging tight end who walked away from the sport. What message does that send? There's a fine line between aggressive and erratic, between calculated and chaotic. And Miami, right now, is towing that line. Every move, Every non-move is a message. The problem is, no one's quite sure what the message is. Are they all in on Tua, or hedging? Are they betting on McDaniel's system, or just hoping it finally clicks?